We're live at Woodside High School in Newport News for the 2024 edition of the Woodside Way Hoop Fest. Matt Hatfield here with you. We'll be joined shortly by my broadcast partner, Coach Ed Young, as we have 5 varsity games getting ready to square off for you just a few days before Christmas. We're glad you're tuned in to Cova Sports TV. Our game today brought to you by Cova Painting. I want to thank Nick Senti, our camera operator, James Timmons, and our entire Cova Sports TV production group, as we have the Oscar Smith Tigers with a record of 5-0 overall, ranked currently #1 in the state in Class 6 on VirginiaPreps.com. Coached by LeVar Griffin, taking on the Kempsville Chiefs, who come in with a record of 3-3 overall. Kempsville, the first-year head coach, and Trey Freeman, a recent inductee to the Old Dominion University Athletic Sports Hall of Fame. And Oscar Smith coming off a state tournament appearance and a semifinal trip in Class 6 under LeVar Griffin. We'll have the starting lineups introduced here in just a moment, as the officials are at midcourt here, getting ready to get things started off. Oscar Smith wearing the home white uniforms for today's game, while the Kempsville Chiefs are in the blue jerseys with the white numbers and the red trim. Starting lineups for Kempsville, as you hear it with the public address announcer behind us. Jordan Mittenall, number 14. Number 2, Owen Worst. Number 12, Noah Eady. Number 3, Christian Lynch. And number 0, Jeremiah White. For the Tigers of Oscar Smith, it'll be 6'2", 180-pound senior guard Jacoby Harper wearing number 1. Cameron Walters, number 3, a 5'9" senior guard. Omari Scott Williams, number 11 for the Tigers, a 6'5" senior forward. Number 12, Anthony Lewis, a 6'3" senior swingman. And rounding out the starting 5 for the Tigers, number 2, Corn Buckingham, a 5'7" sophomore guard from the class of 2027. As we're about ready for some basketball action here on Cova Sports TV. Glad you're with us. We'll pass along some stats for you and have a lot of fun. We've got 4 more games after this one, scheduled to start around 3 o'clock Eastern. It'll be the Lansdowne Eagles with a record of 7-1 overall, taking on the Denby Patriots, who come in at 4-2, followed by Kings Fork with a record of 3-0, taking on CG Woodson from up out of Fairfax County. Woodson at 4-2, Kings Fork at 3-0. 6 o'clock start. It'll be defending 3-time state champion in Class 2, reigning 3-time state champion John Marshall at 6-0 overall, nationally ranked in the top 20 by multiple outlets. And Hayfield, the Hawks at 4-1 overall, coming off 3 straight Class 6 state tournament Final 4 appearances. Actually, I think it's 4 in a row in Class 6. They won back-to-back titles in 2022 and 2023. And then our nightcap, the host, reigning 2-time state champs in Class 5, the Woodside Wolverines at 6-0 overall, taking on the Miller School Mavericks, defending VISAA state champions in the private school scene at 4-6. It'll be Jeremiah White, number 0, jumping it off at midcourt against number 12, Anthony Lewis of Oscar Smith, and the tip's going to go out of bounds. And we're a second into play here at Woodside High in Newport News. Glad you're spending your Saturday afternoon with us here on Cova Sports TV. A busy sports day, indeed it is, as we've got Oscar Smith inbounding. It's going to be first with Harper. Bullet pass down low, as it's going to be Anthony Lewis scoring it off the feed from Cameron Walters, and the Tigers take a quick 2-0 lead here at Woodside High. Jeremiah White bringing it up the court for the Chiefs. Double team comes on White with Lewis and Buckingham. Cross the way to Owen Worst. He'll try a 3-ball, and it's going to be drilled. Owen Worst with a knockdown from long distance, and Jeremiah White finding him. Trey Freeman's Chiefs out to a quick 3-2 lead. 7:25 to go in the first. Trouble. Kick. Driving kick, and it's a knockdown 3 for Corn Buckingham off the feed from Cam Walters, as the Tallwood transfer answers that tray ball. 5-3 Tigers out to a 2-point lead. White gets it past the timeline. Going to use the screen maybe from Eady. No, Eady will quickly dash inside from the perimeter, handoff from Mittenall. Chiefs coming off a 10-point loss last night to Lansdowne, driving and finishing with the basket plus the foul for Christian Lynch, as Christian Lynch is able to get Kempsville on the board again. He's a youngster with a lot of promise for Trey Freeman's Chiefs. 6:57 to go in our first quarter. And he completes the 3-point play, the old-fashioned and one for the 2027 guard, Christian Lynch. Kempsville out to a 6-5 lead. Lewis in the corner to Jacoby Harper, and we're going to get a whistle as the official will, I think, call a foul on, I think he said 2-5, but there's no 2-5. I'm guessing that was a foul on Worst, but it hasn't put on the board yet. We have one personal foul, by the way. It was on Omari Scott Williams for Oscar Smith. Using the screen from Scott Williams, driving right. It's going to be Walters. They swing it up top to Buckingham. About a minute and a half gone by in this opening stanza. Oscar Smith coming off a blistering performance last night against the Great Bridge Wildcats. Hit triple digits in that win as they move to 5-0 on the season. Here's Lewis driving high off the backboard. It won't go down, and there's going to be a foul on the rebound with Jeremiah White.
That's a foul on Oscar Smith. Anthony Lewis.
And Lewis gets called for that first personal. 6-5, Kempsville with the lead, and they have possession here. Here's Christian Lynch, and they're going to say he stepped out of bounds, trying to tightrope that sideline. So possession back to the Tigers. 6:17 to go in our first quarter. Buckingham bounces it over to Harper. Harper attacks baseline, up and under move, and it's good for Jacoby Harper. What a finish that was for Harper. 7-6 Tigers go in front. Here's White up top. Edie can't hand it off to Mittenall. Being defended by Scott Williams, throws it away into the backcourt. It's going to be stolen by Lewis, who will attack the hoop. Rebound's going to be deflected over. Mittenall now attacking, and he scores it. Jordan Mittenall with the hoop, and Kempsville goes back up 8-7. This Chiefs team coming out pretty inspired in this one. Corn Buckingham trying to get by the defense. Over to Harper. One of the top weapons for LeVar Griffin's squad. Here's Harper. Off-balance jumper won't go down. Rebounded inside by Edie. Cam Walters led the Tigers last night with 24 points, 7 assists, and 7 steals in that win over Great Bridge. Here's a steal by Buckingham. Up the floor. Handoff inside to Buckingham. He loses the rock. Harper gets it though. Short jumper in the lane is good for Jacoby Harper. He's got 4, the Tigers 9, and they go back in front 9-8 with 8:50 to go in the first quarter. Nice fight inside, missing it first, missing it again. Third time won't go. Edie's 4th time will go. And we've got a quick timeout with 4:33 to go in the first quarter. Oscar Smith trailing the Kempsville Chiefs 10-9, and we'll step aside after we hear a word from Dairy Queen. You're watching the Woodside Way Hoop Fest.
What's up at DQ? Oh, just the best deal ever! The $7 bacon cheeseburger meal deal. Bacon cheeseburger for a limited time, plus fries, drink, and a sundae. Yeah, this is not the time to be modest. It's all full size for just $7. And there's bacon on that burger. The $7 bacon cheeseburger meal deal. Now, for a limited time on the $7 meal deal lineup. Only at DQ. Happy tastes good.
Back here on Cova Sports TV, after we hear from our friends at Dairy Queen, it's fan food, not fast food. Our game today brought to you by Cova Painting. Oscar Smith, undefeated on the season at 5-0, trailing the Kempsville Chiefs 10-9 as Tigers work it up the court. Anthony Lewis handing off to Jacoby Harper. Harper throws it. It's going to be intercepted by Jeremiah White. Older brother Elijah starring at Bluefield, and there's the young pup Jeremiah showing, hey, I got game like older bro does. 12-9. Kempsville up by 3. Tigers haven't been in too many deficits this year. Again, coming off a win just last night of 82 points. And you see why when you have playmakers like Jacoby Harper going right to the basket with 6 of their 11. White up the court being guarded by Harper. Chiefs girls prevailed last night over Lansdowne, 39-31 behind Kennedy Shipman's 13 points and 4 assists. Christian Lynch had 17 in the 64-54 loss to Lansdowne on Friday night. Mittenall. Again, no shot clock in VHSL high school basketball. A lot of the private schools, VISAA, do utilize one. Here's a pass in the corner from Edie. Lynch gets it to Worst. Fade away against Anthony Lewis. It's not going to go down. And there will be a whistle underneath.
That's another rebound for the Chiefs. And he's fouled. And the Chiefs still retain the possession.
So Kempsville hitting the offensive glass with 4 offensive boards already in this one. And that foul charge to Buckingham of Oscar Smith. It's their 3rd foul. Looks like the Chiefs will sub out a couple of players in Mittenall and Noah Edie. As on the court now are TJ Sanderson wearing number 5 for Kempsville. To go with Worst, Lynch, Jashawn Griffin, number 1, who just checked in. Inbounded to Griffin. Lynch has it. Over to Worst. Dribble from left to right. Worst gets it to White. Along the baseline, catching it and trying to spin his way free is Sanderson, but Harper's got him locked up, and he's going to get called for steps traveling as the Chiefs turn it over for the 4th time in this opening stanza.
1-point lead for the Chiefs. 2:47 to go in the first quarter.
2:47 to go in the first quarter. Harper down low, double team comes quickly. Narad Jarvis can't get the finish. Fresh off a state championship in football for the Tigers last Saturday at JMU. He's fouled on his follow-up with 2:35 to go in our opening frame. So a couple of free throws coming for Narad Jarvis of Oscar Smith. That personal assessed to Jashawn Griffin, his first, team first. So Jarvis at the line. And the first foul shot is good.
Yes, sir. And next on the first, we're going to go to the line. Tie ball game, 12 ball.
Second free throw, no good. Rebounded by Worst. Deadlocked at 12 apiece here. 2:18 to go in the first quarter. It's Lynch being guarded by Jarvis. Behind the back maneuver. Shifts back right. Hands it off to Griffin. Griffin going baseline. Kicks it over to White. Skips it across the way. Chiefs trying to use some clock here and get a quality look. 5 of 9 from the floor are they so far. Spinning in the lane with the right-handed shot. It won't go down for Griffin. Rebounded by Jarvis. Here's Travis Johnson, who's just checked in. Standout football player. 3-point shot in the corner won't go for Harper. Rebounded inside by Jarvis. His follow won't go. Battle for the board is going to be won by Elijah White. Check that, Jeremiah White. I'm calling him his brother already. Jeremiah White of Kempsville. Over to Worst for 3. From the wing, it won't go down. Look at the hustle as Lynch, the sophomore, gets on the floor. Worst down low. His shot will not go. And we're going to get a whistle underneath as it's Griffin and Buckingham wrapped up. And it's going to be possession arrow to Oscar Smith. Anthony Lewis is checked back in for Oscar Smith. Coming in now for Kempsville number 4, Laterion Evans. For Lynch, also in for the Chiefs, Otis Harris, number 11 for Kempsville. Here's Jacoby Harper. Dribbling left, trying to get to the foul line. Harper bounces it inside to Lewis, who loses the handle. Turnover for Oscar Smith. It's their second giveaway of this first quarter. stolen away as Harper takes it from Evans. And then they give it right back. Harper and Lewis can't connect.
Another turnover. That's back to the Chiefs.
Chiefs trying to get the lead back. They were up by as many as 3, and there's a good find as Sanderson scores it on the assist from Griffin. Kempsville back in front, 14-12, and now it's going to be out of bounds. It will stay with Oscar Smith with a little more than 20 seconds to go in this first quarter. Kempsville's 3 losses. They've taken a couple of L's recently to Princess Anne, Lancetown, and Green Run, all from Virginia Beach. Oscar Smith unbeaten so far at 5-0, and they've not really been tested to the wire as far as a photo finish goes. Harper gets into the paint. He's going to be fouled here by Evans with 16.8 seconds showing on our clock. And what a job that LeVar Griffin has done at the helm of Oscar Smith.
On case of number 4, Materion Evans. Evans up to stand with Oscar Tigers.
2 seasons ago, 25-2 overall, made the state semifinals as well, closing in on 300 career wins, and it's going to be a bucket inside for Jarvis. And the Tigers have tied them back up. Last shot's going to go to Kempsville if they don't turn it over here. Evans will turn it over as Johnson gets the steal and lays it off the glass for 2. And just like that, Oscar Smith goes in front, 16-14 on the Kempsville Chiefs. We'll step aside after that play by the dual sport athlete Travis Johnson. More coming your way here on Cova Sports TV.
I'm Dr. Mark Cardelia, orthopedic surgeon and surgical director of the CHKD Sports Medicine Program. We see a lot of knee injuries in student athletes these days, and many of these are ACL tears. Parents often ask how to know when a knee injury may be serious. The most obvious symptom is severe pain or swelling in the knee joint. Your child may have heard a pop when the injury occurred. Look for signs they can't put weight on the knee around 48 hours after the injury, or if the knee feels unstable or wobbly. Those are all signs you should see a CHKD sports medicine specialist. Our sports medicine physicians, surgeons, athletic trainers, and physical therapists understand the needs of growing athletes and tailor treatment to fit each child's age and level of activity. Our goal is to accurately diagnose the problem in a timely fashion and provide the treatment that will ensure a safe return to activity. Kids want to play, and we want to help them get back in the game. To learn more, visit chkd.org. Sports medicine at CHKD. We're more than a hospital.
Yes, sir. Back to that action. 2-point lead for the Oscar Tigers. Highschool, ready to go.
Here they come on the move now. The Tigers, Anthony Lewis is going to be blocked inside. Possession will stay with the Tigers. So we apologize as we begin the second quarter. Had a little audio issue, but we're back and rolling here with you on Cova Sports TV. Our coverage of the Woodside Way Hoop Fest. It's Oscar Smith on top, 16-14 on the Chiefs as it's knocked out of bounds. Kempsville led 12-9, but the Tigers closing out the quarter with a steal and layup from Travis Johnson. Tigers shot 1 of 3 from behind the arc in the opening period. Kempsville 1 of 2. And they will say that's a turnover for Oscar Smith. Buckingham comes in for Walters. Chiefs 1-1 from the foul line, 1-2 from behind the arc, but 5 offensive rebounds in that opening frame, keeping them afloat as it's Jeremiah White with the basketball. He got doubled up a few moments ago. Single coverage now with Harper assigned to him. It's one of the leading scorers for Trey Freeman's Chiefs, and they'll say it's a 5-second count. That's the 8th giveaway now for the Chiefs. Coach Freeman with some familiar faces on his coaching staff on that bench there, including Josh Talbert, who started at Kellum High School several years later after he did and was Beach District Player of the Year. Josh also winning a national championship at Division III Randolph-Macon. Here's Buckingham. Over to Lewis in the lane against Mittenall. Second defender comes over to help. Lewis can't get the shot to go, and Mittenall will get the board. Mittenall over to Edie, almost loses the handle. They skip it across the way near the Smith bench. Lynch gets rid of it. Long jumper just inside the arc will not go down for Otis Harris, and we got a whistle, and it's going to be on the Chiefs here as they catch Edie with that personal foul. So Oscar Smith leading this one 16-14 with 6:49 to go in the first half. We'll see a lot of star players later on in this event, including VCU signee Silas Barksdale of Woodside in our nightcap against the Miller School, who has an Oklahoma State-bound shooting guard in Ryan Crotty. I see Silas has just entered the gym. Pull-up jumper for Harper won't go. Lynch clears it out, up ahead to Edie. Edie trying to get by the defender in Jarvis. Hands it off to Christian Lynch, over to Edie now. Against Jarvis, and he's going to be fouled as Narad picks up his first personal.
Trying to shoot that mid-range magic and send him to the line, shoot 2. Noah Eddy at the line for the Kempsville Chiefs.
Cova Painting is our sponsor for today's game, where they don't just paint, they transform spaces. Visit covapainting.com or call 757-550-7357 and mention the Sportsplex. Yeah, the Virginia Beach Sportsplex for 10% off of projects over $1,000. Again, at 757-550-7357 and mention the Sportsplex for 10% off projects of more than $1,000. As the first foul shot is buried by Noah Edie. Another one coming for him. 6:24 to go in our first half. Second foul shot is good as well. Deadlocked at 16. Buckingham's got it for Oscar Smith. Over to Lewis. Hand off to Travis Johnson. He's got more than 25 scholarship offers in football. Here's a three-point shot and a foul committed as Lewis gets hit on the arm by Harris. So 3 foul shots coming for Anthony Lewis of Oscar Smith. He had 21 points and 7 rebounds last night in the win over Great Bridge. So a trio of foul shots coming. And the first one will spin out. 2 more to come. Second foul shot also off the mark, off the back of the rim. He misses all 3. Rare that you see that happen. Here's a corner 3 for Edie. Not going to go down. Tapped out of bounds last by Kempsville. So Oscar Smith gets the board. Cam Walters back in the game for the Tigers as Anthony Lewis takes the seat, while Owen Worst will come in for the Chiefs. Otis Harris getting a breather. You see some of the dignitaries sitting on front row here, like Frank Bennett and James Timmons. Nick Sinti giving the great camera work today. Here's Buckingham over to Travis Johnson. Fakes the pass to Walters in the lane. They reverse it the other way. Buckingham back to Johnson now, and Travis is going to get called for steps. Looked to attack before he had it. The Johnson family, some great folks here. The mom, Tiffany, who travels with her boys all over the country and does so much for them. Older brother, Torrey Johnson, plays for West Virginia, which lost a bowl game earlier this week to Memphis. They're here in attendance today. Tied at 16, and it's going to be a steal and a block, but a foul. Buckingham was trying to get the layup, and he's got a couple of free throws coming.
TJ Jackson is the foul. Senator Steve is the foul.
First free throw for Buckingham is good.
Buckingham is the first one to fall. Don't want to go at the line. Jeremiah White back into the game for the Kempsville Chiefs.
Second one is no good. Rebounded by Noah Edie. So 1 of 2 for Buckingham at the line. Edie's got it for Kempsville, 17-16, and it's thrown away up a few rows into the stands. 5:12 to go. 17-16 is our count. And finally here at Woodside High School, joining me now on the broadcast, as I think he can hopefully hear me, is my partner, Coach Ed Young. 500-plus wins in his decorated career at Nansemond River, also Green Run and Norview among his coaching stops. Coached some college ball, and he used to go head-to-head with a couple of these schools, like Kempsville when he was in the Beach, and most recently Oscar Smith when he was in the Southeastern District. He'll rant and rave here in a moment about the traffic getting here and the accident that I'm sure prevented him from being with us for the start of this ball game. But at that misfire, we're going to get a traveling violation on Kempsville. I'll fill him in on what happened while he was gone. That's going to be turnover number 10 on the Chiefs, who jumped out to a 12-9 lead. Oscar Smith, though, with just one make from long distance, and it's a 17-16 lead for the Tigers in this one. From left to right, they have it with Travis Johnson, that standout in football, with the basketball up top to Jarvis. Cutting through is Jacoby Harper, head fake move. It's going to be off the backboard, no good. But look at Johnson's athleticism to come over top and score it for Oscar Smith. And hello, Coach, how are you?
Blessed to be here. I'm going to remain calm because it's some basketball. My stupidity using GPA sent me to the wrong place.
GPA or GPS?
GPS. It's all the same thing.
Meanwhile, Travis Johnson's put back with 4 minutes to go in the half makes it 21-16, Oscar Smith in the lead. We'll take a quick timeout as well and come back with more. You're watching Cova Sports TV. Now this from One Life.
What is more? Is it more reps, more strength, more stamina? We say it's all of that, but it's greater than just what's in the mirror. It's about improving your mental and physical health. More is a feeling of achievement, fulfillment, confidence. It's looking better, feeling better, being better. And it's our mission to get you there, because here you are more. One Life Fitness.
And we're back here on Cova Sports TV. Woodside Way Hoop Fest with the coach Ed Young. I'm Matt Hatfield. Our score with 4 minutes to go in our second quarter. Oscar Smith leading Kempsville 21-16. This now a 12-4 run for the Tigers from Chesapeake, who are a perfect 5-0. Kempsville coming in at 3-3 with their losses to the likes of Princess Anne, Green Run, and most recently last night by 10 to Lansdowne out of the Beach District. Up ahead, it's White trying to get it to Mittenall, and it'll be a foul. And I'm wondering if Trey Freeman up there is wondering if Coach Young should exit the gym, because they were doing all right before you walked in here. They actually had a brief lead, and then now things have gone a little bit sideways here, but it'll be a personal on the Tigers. And that one's going to be the first one on Jacoby Harper. So inbounding right in front of us. Uh-oh, to the wrong man. It's Cameron Walters with the steal and layup. And miscommunication plaguing the Chiefs again on that turnover. And we get another timeout from Coach Freeman, who's a little upset here. 23-16, Oscar Smith up by 7.
Well, what I'm seeing here, getting here late, Smith, better athletic team, quick. The press is really hurting Kempsville, disorganized. He just threw the ball right to him on the inbounds pass, no cut. And then the one youngster didn't get back to defend that shot at the goal. So from what little I've seen, it's a little bit more energy from Oscar Smith. Kempsville needs to pick it up.
All right, we apologize. We had a little bit of a technical issue, so we might have some of those as we move it along here throughout the day, but we are back with you here. I was going to show you a neat feature we have, but maybe it's better I wait until we get settled.
Because you're going to touch buttons and
we'll go off the air. So, anyhow, we return to action here at Woodside High School. Bounce pass for the Chiefs as they resume play with Laterion Evans, and it's going to be stolen away again by Oscar Smith with Buckingham, who has it knocked away. You kept that as a block, Coach, or no?
Even block, but went out of bounds, so it's a block. The 1-2-2 half-court, three-quarter press by Smith is really giving Kempsville fits right now.
We'll give you some statistics at the half as well, and shout out some of our sponsors. I was going to say we have a new feature. We did do it twice in the first quarter. We have a picture-in-picture with a commercial and the action, so you can see. You go to commercial break, you're going to miss it. You can actually see what they're doing in the huddle. So it's a neat little thing we have that we'll do from time to time throughout our games. We hope to, as long as we stay on the air, nothing gets knocked off.
Don't touch any button. You shouldn't let Nick run everything.
But big thanks to Nick Cinti and also Stefan Welsh and his staff here at Woodside for helping us do this. Something that's new and we haven't done before, and we appreciate them allowing us to broadcast these games today. His team will be in action tonight in the nightcap versus Miller School, which I know you, Ed, and many others are looking forward to this evening. That personal foul is going to be committed on Owen Worst for Kempsville. It's his first and the team's fourth of the quarter. Jarvis up top to Harper, but we're going to get a moving screen. It'll go against Oscar Smith as they're going to catch. Is that Harper they caught on that one? Nope, it's going to be number 2, Buckingham.
Yeah, Smith not a real big team, but physical, well-built, and they don't mind grinding it. Kempsville just trying to feel their way under first-year head coach Trey Freeman, replacing the one and only Darren Sanderlin, who's moved on to Maury High School in Norfolk.
That's right. You got a chance to see D. Nice's team against your old school, Nans River, last week in an event over at Denby. Here's a shot in the lane. They're going to call a blocking foul or a charging foul. This is going to be a blocking foul. Now, that's on Buckingham. That's going to be number 3 on him, I do believe.
Wow.
We'll see if it is on Buckingham. They're actually saying on the board it's number 2.
They gave one of your fouls to somebody else.
They must have. I've got them down with 3, but we'll say 2 here.
Yep, because Fisher Book has to rule it.
And again, we'll do our best throughout the day to give you some stats. We don't have an official stat crew with us that's so computerized, so we'll have to deal with the Matt Hatfield scribble numbers as we move it along here on our broadcast today. First foul shot is no good for Evans. Second one's going to rattle home for him.
Yes, sir. 1-2 to go in the line.
17 points for the Chiefs. They trail it by 6, and then getting in the lane, getting bumped, it's going to be Cam Walters. So Oscar Smith with 2 makes from the foul line in this game, just 1 3-point connection, but their guards have really picked up the pace and tempo as well as attention to detail in our second quarter.
Oscar Smith, traditionally, that's what their game is based on. A lot of pressure on the defensive end, various presses, a lot of man-to-man stuff. This one's a zone press. And then on offense, they go for quick stuff. They're not going to run no Princeton offense. They're going to go quick hitters. They're going to try to get stuff quick, and then they're going to try to rush you.
So Walters hitting the free throw, checking out there for Kempsville's Noah Eady. With the Chiefs now using Griffin, who's 1 on your screen, 2 Worst. Right next to Anthony Lewis is number 4, and Tay Evans. You have Christian Lynch, the sophomore guard, who had some really nice plays he made in our first period. Worst will be checking out now, and we'll tell you who that has come in for Kempsville in a second. Number 10, who has just checked into the ballgame for the first time. And the second foul shot is good for Walters, a perfect 2 for 2. Here's Lynch navigating up the floor. He's going to get bumped by Harper as they're calling it very tight now in this second quarter, a lot tighter than the first period. And I blame Ed Young because the referees see you walk in the gym and now they start blowing the whistles.
They got to tighten up with me in the house because I'm going to call them out on bad officiating, which right now has been really excellent. I thought the youngster may have had a carry, a turn where you have your hand underneath the ball as he dribbled, but apparently got fouled first.
Number 10, by the way, is Anthony Hull for Kempsville, who just checked in. That's going to be Travis Johnson's second personal. Who made you missed it, Ed? You have to go back. And the neat thing about Cova Sports TV is you have the ability to rewind and fast forward. If you don't like something Ed's saying, you just fast forward. If you love something I say, you rewind to it. But end of the quarter, Travis Johnson had a steal and a layup to give Smith a 16-14 lead. And here's the 10th grader, Lynch. He's going to be a good one. Watch out for this youngster for Kempsville. 25-19 now is the tally in our game. Here's Kason Fitch, who's checked in number 14 for Oscar Smith. He was MVP at Virginia Wesleyan team camp over the summer.
Smith running a 4-out, 1-in offense, 4 guys around 1. Basically, pass, cut through, look for the inside guy who's really, I guess, Narod Johnson, not really a big fella inside. He's strong.
Johnson over to Fitch. His corner 3 ball's not going to go down. Rebounded by Griffin inside. You're right. And with those options that they have, it feels like there's not going to be a lot of inside play for them. Missed shot from Lynch, rebounded by Fitch. But certainly Jarvis down low, and even Travis Johnson with his bounciness, number 4, who just catches the pass. Good bounce pass to Lewis, who slashes in and gets hit going up by Griffin. So 2 shots coming for Ant Lewis of Oscar Smith with 2:07 till halftime.
Well, what Smith lacks in size, traditionally they'll have 1 or 2 6'4", 6'5", 6'6" kids. Don't really see that in the first 7 this year because I've had the misfortune of playing them a lot in my career, a couple times during the season, and they would have some big fellas up on the glass.
Lewis hits his first free throw. He was 0 for 3 prior. He got fouled on a 3-point shot and missed it. Looks like Kempsville's going deeper into that bench now as they have checked in the likes of 21 and 24. 24 is Genesis Freeman. Could be related to Trey. I'm not really sure. We'll have to do some investigating on that. And both foul shots are good this time for Lewis after going 0 for 3 on his previous trip.
Now,
and Josh Samuels, number 21, by the way. Go ahead.
Smith moves the pressure up a little bit on the made free throw, more of a true 3-quarter 1-2-2, and almost got another turnover and make it a 10-second call.
Now they have to hurry it as Lynch throws it up ahead, and it's going to be stolen away by Lewis. Here's Fitch, pull-up jumper. Short one is not going to go down, but Travis Johnson is there on the spot for it. And he has given them another dose of athleticism to go with this up-tempo style. He's got 8 points here, 6 of which have come in the second quarter. 29-19, Oscar Smith having a hard time with this double team. It's Mittenall. He's a dual sport athlete in football as well. Lynch, oh, nice no-look feed down low on the post, working on Jarvis inside, and the bucket is good. Credit that to Josh Samuel, who comes in to try to slow this Oscar Smith run that has literally gone from a 12-9 deficit to, until that basket, a 20-7 burst.
It was good inside action. Drove the lane, dropped it, got the defense, dumped it inside the big fella.
Fitch misses it, but Lewis gets the offensive rebound as Oscar Smith now 4 offensive boards in this game. Kempsville had 5 in the first quarter. Under a minute to go in our first half. Travis Johnson gets to the post, and it's going to be blocked by Samuel.
Samuel, about what, 6'4"?
I don't have now they've given us
6'5".
rosters, and unfortunately, and this is a great job. Steph Welsh came up with a good idea to have these little on your phone app rosters, but we do have a duplicate of Woodson's roster, and we don't have Kempsville's on that sheet. But everybody else's roster we do believe is accurate. So I do apologize. We'll give you the numbers and names and heights and classes for a lot of the players we have at our disposal. But as you'll see, Ed's got it on his phone. That was a duplicate of Kings Fork and Woodson. We don't have Kempsville on that sheet, but it's pretty cool to have that now with technology to have it right there at your fingertips. And you come in here tonight if you want to come out to Woodside High School. Tickets $10, I believe. Come on out. You can take your phone and you can see the rosters as well. Pretty cool. Here's Anthony Lewis in the lane. He'll kick it out to Fitch. Here's a 3 ball for him. Won't go down. He's got that ability to make it, but he's misfired so far. And it's maybe giving Kempsville a chance to dig into this one closer before the half. And Lynch misses that 3 ball. Offensive rebound for the Chiefs with Hull. Can they get the last shot off here with 2 ticks to go? It's going to be blocked by Johnson, and trying to beat the horn, it was Hull. But Oscar Smith in that second quarter outscoring the Chiefs of Kempsville 13-7, and they lead it 29-21 at the break. Tigers trying to get to 6-0 on the season. And we're going to step aside. Coach Young and I will come back with some halftime analysis, some thoughts, some stats, and get you caught up on everything happening in the world of high school basketball. Cova Sports TV is your home for everything in sports, including 757 Saturday Sports Talk. What is that? Well, if you don't know, check it out.
Hampton Roads has a long-running high school and college sports tradition. It's time to give them the spotlight they deserve. This is 757 Sports Talk.
Usually it's Hatfield. That's why I try to tell everybody, get on Hatfield. He is the legal scribe, the talking head that knows all this, puts the whammies on. We do things different on this podcast. That's why we're rated number 3 in the state.
You got Play-Doh? Get out of here! We got people all over the globe watching with us. You sitting in a phone booth with you would be very.
Well, no, you gotta have your own phone booth. I'm not sitting in no phone booth with you.
It is 757 Saturday Sports Talk here on Cova Sports TV. Like, share, and subscribe.
Well, it's everybody's favorite time of year again. Time to prepare to make your annual donation to that infernal revenue service. And if you're like me, you need help. Help to keep that donation as small as possible. So get off your W-2 and call John Maynard at John's Tax Service. 455-6763.
At Rush Soccer, our love of the game and the community we create doesn't stop when we leave the pitch or when the season ends. We are more than an individual player, team, club, or league. We are a truly global community of athletes, parents, coaches, professionals, and fans. We believe that youth sports and the pathway to a lifelong love of soccer have the power to form deep, meaningful connections that will fundamentally shape our players and those in our community. We believe that what we feel is the key to what we can achieve. Feel the pride. Feel the confidence. Feel the legacy. Feel the connection. Feel the trust. Feel the acceptance. Feel the purpose. Feel the difference. Feel the rush.
As a banker at Town Bank, we believe that people bank with people, not with banks. You're looking for an actual personal relationship, and that's what you get at our bank. You get that person that gets to know you, gets to know your business, is there for you. I think that is what motivates us, what drives us, and the idea that we are trying to serve others and enrich lives, I think is very true.
What's up at DQ? Oh, just the best deal ever! The $7 bacon cheeseburger meal deal. Bacon cheeseburger for a limited time, plus fries, drink, and a sundae. Yeah, this is not the time to be modest. It's all full size for just $7. And there's bacon on that burger. The $7 bacon cheeseburger meal deal. Now, for a limited time on the $7 meal deal lineup. Only at DQ. Happy tastes good.
It's the Morning Drive with Johnny D.
It's the Morning Drive with me, Johnny D.
He's live and he's local. The Morning Drive with Johnny D. Weekdays 6 to 9 on Fox Sports 1310 AM and 100.9 FM.
And we're back here. It's halftime at the Woodside Way Hoop Fest. Oscar Smith leading Kempsville 29-21. Let's go through some halftime stats for Oscar Smith. They were 11 of 29 from the field, 1 of 6 from behind the arc, 6 of 11 from the foul line with 9 rebounds, 3 assists, 6 turnovers, and 9 steals, 1 block shot. Travis Johnson, your leading scorer, with 8 points. Jacoby Harper with 6 points for the Tigers. Kempsville was led by Christian Lynch. The sophomores got 5 points for them, 4 points for Noah Eady, 3 points for Owen Wurst. As a team, they shot from behind the three-point line, 1 of 6 from the foul line. They were 6 of 7. They did yank down 8 offensive rebounds, a total of 20 rebounds, 3 assists versus 14 turnovers, 3 block shots and 2 steals. And from 2-point distance, they were 6 of 14. So, Ed, if they cut down the turnovers, Kempsville's in this thing, but you look at it, you feel like Oscar Smith could pull away in the second half if they get out in transition like they did for segments of that second quarter.
Well, Oscar Smith press is forcing Kempsville to speed it up at a pace they really don't want. Cause them not to shoot very well, 1 for 6 from three-point line. Now, Smith is not shooting very well either, 1 for 6. But I don't think three-point shooting is really Oscar Smith's style. They're going to get you to the basket, they're going to draw a kick, or they're going to finish at the rim, try to get to the foul line. And they've been fairly successful with that, their defense spearing their offense. Kempsville got to calm down, be able to beat that press without a whole lot. It looks like Kempsville playing a lot of youngsters. Not sure in terms of what grades, but they look younger than Smith does. So they just got to be relaxed. You know, they're only down to 8 in a game that, you know, they're turning it over almost every other time down the floor. So they're still in it. They just got to do a little bit more relaxed offense. Closest
game for Oscar Smith to date. They've beaten the likes of Norcom 89-46, Grassfield 82-49, Hickory 84-33, and last night 111-29 over Great Bridge. It was a 19-point win over Massaponax a week ago, 58-39, and then you flash it over to Kempsville. So right now they're only down by 8 in this game. Kempsville's had a couple of games where they've been tight and it got away from them, including a game that was, I think, a 2-point game at the half with Green Run this week. They lost that 66-52, lost to Lansdowne last night 64-54, but then won back-to-back games prior to that over Cape Henry 73-63 and Bayside 53-35. Opened up with a 58-49 win on December 3rd over Salem and lost to Princess Anne by 10, 58-48. They've got some games forthcoming, including Menchville in January, some teams inside the Beach District, but overall record's important for teams for seeding in both Region 5A in Kempsville's case and Region 6A in Oscar Smith's. Yeah, and usually the way the regional ratings go is you get points for wins, like 3 points for a win. Don't matter who you play, what level, what their record is. Football does a formula based on wins and losses. Basketball, it's the most points in the region moves on. I know Region 5, which is what I'm very familiar with, that's how they do it. So, but both teams look like they've got represented schedules, non-conference schedules, got some decent teams. Smith looks a little bit stronger schedule than what Kempsville has. Again, Kempsville under first-year head coach Trey Freeman. Took it over for the veteran Darren Sandlin and moved on to Maury High School in Norfolk. So he's trying to establish his program and get it going. Oscar Smith is guided by LeVar Griffin, long-time head coach at Smith. So we'll step aside after we hear from, we're going to get hydrated with a Gatorade. I'm going to get Ed one of those Gatorades. And also you don't want Gatorade? You're shaking your head. He wants water. All right, he wants a water. Water. So we'll send Mr. Timmons to get Ed a water and me a Gatorade. And we'll come back after we tell you more about other sponsors. Gatorade's one of them. You can stay hydrated with Gatorade.
Gatorade's the best.
Rehydrate, replenish, refuel. And you'll hear from AstroTurf. We've got great turf at the Virginia Beach Sportsplex. New turf being installed soon. But AstroTurf, learn more about it right here on Cova Sports TV.
After more than 50 years of innovation, AstroTurf still leads the way. The inventor of artificial turf does it all, right here in the USA. We engineer, test, manufacture, and install the world's most innovative fibers and turf technologies, with over 30,000 tracks and fields worldwide. AstroTurf, powered by Sport Group.
What's up at DQ? Oh, just the best deal ever! The $7 Bacon Cheeseburger Meal Deal. Bacon cheeseburger for a limited time, plus fries, drink, and a sundae. Yeah, this is not the time to be modest. It's all full size for just $7. And there's bacon on that burger. The $7 Bacon Cheeseburger Meal Deal. Now, for a limited time on the $7 Meal Deal lineup. Only at DQ. Happy tastes good.
Dairy Queen, happy tastes good. Just ask Coach Young. He's always happy when he gets some DQ blizzards.
Love the Queen. Love the Queen.
How many blizzards have you had in your life? Is it over 30 or less?
In my life?
Yeah, in your life.
Only when I've been living, right?
Well, let's break it down in two ways. How many have you had in your life, A, and then B, how many have you had since you've joined the wonderful team at Cova Sports TV doing 757 Saturday Sports Talk in the pod? How many have you? Break it down for me.
In my lifetime, and you got to realize now I'm 104 years old,
no,
so that's a
quite.
lot of time.
That's a lie. It's not
so
true.
Therefore, I would say probably a good 77 blizzards. And since I hooked up here with Cova Sports TV, 2. And I had to pay for both.
I think you've more than that. Every day is when they're serving you blizzard treats like M&M's cookie dough, Reese's, and Oreo fudge brownie. Thanks for being fans all these years, and here's to many more. You can find Dairy Queen over there in Lansetown. Fan food, not fast food. And speaking of Lansetown, they'll be in action next. Dwight Robinson's Eagles at 7-1, taking on the Denby Patriots, a team on the rise under Coach Jay Grimes, who are 4-2 on the year. Working from left to right now, it's Kempsville on your screen in the blue unis, taking on Oscar Smith in the home white jerseys. Tigers at 5-0, Chiefs at 3-3. We've got our quarters color-coded today, Ed, on my stat sheet. Black will be first quarter, orange will be second, pink will be fourth, and purple will be third as we go to the purple pin now. First shot in this quarter by Christian Lynch is no good. Rebound's going to be actually chased down by Buckingham, who loses it. Now Kempsville hits a 3 ball as that was knocked down by Christian Lynch. And how about that? The Chiefs making something happen to cut the deficit to 5.
Yeah, they're running a 4-out, 1-in motion type offense, too, with 4 guards on the perimeter, interchanging, cutting through. Spacing is big, and they have one guy inside trying to get loose to throw it inside.
So right now, here it is with Anthony Lewis getting it from Walters. His top of the key 3 won't go down. Mittenall's going to try to get it, but instead it'll be Jacoby Harper chasing it down just in front of the half-court line as LeVar Griffin points out a signal. Now it's Harper in the lane. Oh, what a shot by Jacoby Harper. He's got it 8. And he's doing it right now, Ed, on 4 of 9 shooting from the floor.
Good penetration. Kempsville weak side did not step over or up to stop that penetration. He went right to the bucket.
Going to attack now. It's going to be Worst. Pull-up jumper. It's going to go down for Owen Worst as he gets that one to go down from Mittenall on the find. 31-24 is the tally. Check that, 31-26 as they're late to get it on the board here with 6:08 to go in our third quarter. Here's Harper. Throws it down low. And it's going to be a bucket for Omari Scott Williams. The Deep Creek transfer extending the lead to 7 for Oscar Smith. Now here's Jeremiah White. It's been held to just 2 points on 1 shot attempt today. They need him to heat up here. Throws it in the paint. It's going to be stolen away, though, by Lewis. Oscar Smith out and running, and Harper misses that. Rebounded by Mittenall. Worst up ahead to Edey. Lynch is calling for it. He's not going to see it. And it's rebounded by the Tigers. Here they come with Cam Walters looking to push. Walters fakes it one way, back the other, hands it off to Williams. And that shot is no good. Rebounded by Kempsville with Noah Edey. Lynch is going to be bumped going to the basket, misses it. No foul call. I'm surprised at that, aren't you, Ed?
Yeah, he got more than bumped.
Anthony Lewis coming right back in transition, and Trey Freeman was not voicing much displeasure with the officials. I know you would have been hot and stomping.
Yeah, I would have had to been restrained. Coach Freeman, I'm watching him very calm, collect on the sideline, stays in one spot. I remember him as a player at Tallwood High School.
Kellum High School.
Kellum and Old Dominion. He was a heck of a player.
And he was part of those Kellum teams that almost made states with Ramon Snowden, Ed Reddick, Christian Burton, and Ross Ward. You got a chance to meet them in the Virginia Preps Classic. I'd refresh you on his stats from that game, but I might give you nightmares.
If I'm not mistaken, he dropped the 30 on us.
Not quite. Since you wanted to bring up the numbers, I will pull them up here. We do have them at our disposal.
Well, we don't really need to get into the numbers.
The audience is dying to know.
Well, they can be dying, but they don't need to know.
We don't want them to die. We want them to live prosperly and enjoy our call today. Foul was on Mittenall. He's got the second personal, so that one foul we thought was on someone else. It was actually on Mittenall. We're going to go through the archives. We save all these archives at our fingertips for this reason.
You save the archives. Nobody saves it.
It was rebound on the miss by Samuel.
I bet you don't have none of my wins saved in there.
I do have your wins. We'll go through that later on. Here's Worst spinning. Fall away. It's good for Owen Worst.
Tough move. Get inside.
By the way, related to, I think it's his uncle, Chris Worst, former Kellum football coach, 35-28. I imagine he's proud of Owen, what he's doing out here for the Chiefs.
Good, rough. Plays rough and hard out there. I like the way he's doing it.
Harper just misses it. Rebounded by Kempsville with Jeremiah White. 35-28. Lynch at the foul line. No good. Rebounded by Scott Williams. Here's Lewis over to Buckingham. Harper's got it. Lewis has got it, pulling it out from behind the three-point line. Jacoby will try a three, and it's money, and it prompts a timeout. Oscar Smith, 38-28, as Jacoby Harper is heating up. 11 points for him. He is a front runner for Player of the Game honors as I see those shiny trophies across the way. And we'll take a quick timeout and come back with more. You're watching Cova Sports TV. Now this from...
What is more? Is it more reps, more strength, more stamina? We say it's all of that, but it's greater than just what's in the mirror. It's about improving your mental and physical health. More is a feeling of achievement, fulfillment, confidence. It's looking better, feeling better, being better, and it's our mission to get you there, because here you are more. One Life Fitness.
Back here on Cova Sports TV after the timeout. 38-28 is our score. Oscar Smith on top of the Kempsville Chiefs. By the way, I just pulled it up. January 2, 2010, second annual Virginia Preps Invitational at Lake Taylor High School in Norfolk. It was Kellum, led by Coach Norman Hassel, defeating Ed Young's Nansemond River Warriors 92-69. Ashton Moore had 23 points for you. But Trey Freeman had 19 points, 9 rebounds, 8 assists in that game. He was one of 6 double-figure scorers for the Knights, who still hold the Virginia Preps Classic record for points in a single game. 3 is going to go high off the backboard for Samuel. Rebound by Mittenall. Long-range shot for Worst won't go down. Another offensive rebound. And it's going to be a foul on Oscar Smith. They're going to call that one on Ant Lewis. It's his second personal, so Worst has a chance to strike here at the foul line. Kempsville's hanging around this game, Ed. It's a 10-point deficit, but they're not out of it.
No, they're not out of it, but Oscar Smith keeping them. You know, it's like a stiff arm in football. A running back starts running, sticks his arm out to hold the defender off. The defender still has grasp of him, but he can't pull him down because that stiff arm's keeping him away from bringing him into his body. It's kind of what's happening right now. Kempsville's in striking distance, but Smith has that stiff arm away from hits a bucket.
Worst can't get them closer at the foul line. Look at the rebound, ripping it away. Jump ball, Jacoby Harper with the arrow in Oscar Smith's favor. And Jacoby Harper last year was an MVP at the Virginia Preps Classic, Ed. They played Tunstall, if you recall, to Marcus Morrison, now the head coach at GW Danville. But he had a good game in that event for Oscar Smith, a 65-51 win, where he ended up having 21 points that day on 9 of 18 shooting. He's well on his way to another 20-plus point effort, as here it's Cam Walters attacking off the dribble, and look at Walters, the senior guard for the Tigers, with a blow-by, 40-28, Oscar Smith.
Smith right back in that 1-2-2 three-quarter press, which caused a lot of havoc in the first half. What do we have? Kempsville for 9 turnovers in the first half, you said?
It was more than that.
I thought it was, yeah, I'd say double-digit turnover in that.
It was 14.
14 turnovers.
Substitution as Worst will take a seat.
He's played well.
He has. Here's an alley-oop try. It's going to go off the mark. Kempsville now with Sanderson in the game. And there's going to be a whistle as Harper was trying to go in with a breakaway dunk.
Contact made, I saw the foul. He clipped him. No contact on the steal.
And that's the third foul on Jacoby Harper. Your thought as a coach, I guess we could say coach, former coach, you know, you don't like your guards getting fouls, but I think LeVar Griffin doesn't mind it because he's playing hard. He's showing them aggressiveness in Jacoby Harper at both ends, exerting himself.
Well, if I remember Coach LeVar, he's doesn't really go deep into his bench. He'll play guys, 7 guys pretty much, and that's it. And it could get you in foul trouble, but you got to trust your players. If you could trust them, fine. I had rules about gaining fouls because I wanted to take sloppiness out of the game.
Ah, and you catch it right here. Look at you, ready for the pass. I thought it was going to knock us out, and you just caught it. Ready. You still got reflexes.
Still got some reflexes. I was going to shoot the ball too, but I want to pull muscle.
Yeah, he's awake now. That traffic got him alert, ladies and gents.
Oh, I don't even want to talk about the traffic stuff. I don't want. People need to stay home as much as possible if you're not really doing anything particular. Of course, I understand it's Christmas season. They may be shopping, but just tell people you ain't got no money. You don't have to worry about buying them anything.
Here's Jeremiah White trying to go against Jarvis along the baseline. It's not going to go down. Cam Walters going right to the rack. And the layup is good for Cam Walters. He's up to 8 with 3 assists, and the Tigers are starting to pull away with 14 points.
Drive.
In the margin here. Another steal for Oscar Smith. And Walters lays it up again, and another timeout is called here from Trey Freeman. Kempsville was in it, but now they've lost some of the focus and hustle, and we'll step aside as well with Oscar Smith leading it by 16. Now this from CHKD.
At CHKD, sports medicine is more than just treating injuries. It's a whole team approach to caring for young athletes. With experienced physicians, surgeons, trainers, and rehab specialists here when kids and teens need them most. Our experts help young athletes prevent injuries too, with advanced training and conditioning programs that keep them in the game safely. CHKD Sports Medicine, where kids are more than patients and we're more than a hospital.
Visit chkd.org for more about the Children's Hospital of the King's Daughters. Health, healing, hope for all children. And read about some of the remarkable recovery stories on that website at chkd.org. Oscar Smith, 44. Kempsville, 28 with 1:46 to go in the third quarter. We've got all the big wigs out here. We got James Timmons in the house, Nick Senti on camera. We got the one and only Frank Bennett in the house, representing Big Shots. He was your partner way before me on radio.
Frank got me started in radio.
Double team. Evans is going to get called for the turnover, stepping out of bounds. Is that Oscar Smith defense has just got Kempsville unglued right now.
They get the possession right back.
18 turnovers and counting for the Chiefs.
Yeah,
here's Cam Walters.
It really can't get anything going because that press is really hurting them.
Uh-oh, we got bodies hitting the floor. So thorough, right?
Bodies hitting the floor.
Mittenall throws it to one of those bodies, and Otis Harris over to the wing, now trying to attack. It's TJ Sanderson who can't get the finish. Rebounded by Anthony Lewis, and here come the Tigers, ripping and running. Cam Walters to the basket, and he's starting to get going in his third quarter with 8.
Tell you what, Cam had a big game last night against his former team, Great Bridge, and he's just tailing it on. Another great performance today. Tremendous defense.
The foul line, we're going to get called for another turnover. Violation on the Chiefs here with 48.7 seconds to go in our third quarter. And Oscar Smith, it was literally, Ed, it's an 8-0 burst here, but it was, I think, 29-21 at the break. And Kempsville was kind of hanging in that 6 to 10 point deficit mark, and now things are getting a little dicey
right
here.
After we said they were hanging around, I gave the stiff arm analogy. That was it.
Walters to Travis Johnson with the left hand, trying to get by the defender, and it'll be a bump on Sanderson.
Again, you look at Oscar Smith, really poised, maybe a little bit older group than what Kempsville has, and they're just taking it right to him. And Kempsville's just unnerved right now, and been unnerved the whole game, and just can't get anything consistent, sustained, and that gets a little frustrating.
Jarvis catches it in the high post over to Buckingham. Corn has it now. 23 ticks to go in our third quarter. Here's Buckingham. Just in front of the half-court line. Buckingham working on Jeremiah White. Misses the shot. Rebounded inside by Jashawn Griffin. Then Buckingham takes it right back. And as he does, you see Kempsville getting it right back. And we're going to head to the fourth and final stanza in this one. 4 more games to go. It's Oscar Smith on top of Kempsville, 46-28. Now let's hear from Town Bank.
I grew up here. I know this town. I know the people here. More important, they know me. As a banker at Town Bank, we become part of the communities we serve. The people who bank with us, our members, know us. When you bank with Town Bank, you'll know your banker. You'll know you can reach us, and you'll know we're here for you.
Serving others and enriching lives. At Town Bank, you'll find experienced bankers who are available, reachable, accessible, and have your best financial interests at heart, on or off the field. Serving others, enriching lives is what we do. Call or visit townbank.com and find your banker, member FDIC. We're about ready for the fourth quarter to commence here at Woodside High School in the Woodside Way Hoop Fest. With Coach Ed Young, I am Matt Hatfield. The Chiefs of Kempsville coming in at 3-3 overall, trailing the undefeated Tigers of Oscar Smith. Trying to get to 6-0, and they're well on their way to doing so. 46-28 as Anthony Lewis will inbound the basketball in front of us to Cam Walters. Walters has it in the backcourt. Walters with 8 of his 12 points during that third period. Walters gets in the lane and gets the shot to go. Cam Walters continues to sizzle here on this chilly December Saturday in Newport News. Kempsville having trouble with this pressure now. And it's going to be a 10-second call. They can't get it across. Oscar Smith starting to flex their muscles. That
was a pretty quick 10-second call, but I didn't watch the clock. You have, once the ball's inbounded by National Federation rules, you have 10 seconds, actually 9, to get the ball past half-court line. On the 10th second, if you don't, it's turnover called 10-second rule. Once the ball is in the front court over the half-court line, you cannot pass it back to a teammate behind the line. That's called backcourt. Both are turnovers.
Jacoby Harper inbounds it to Walters in the backcourt. Harper's got 11. We don't get to choose the MVP, but I'll be curious who the tournament officials across the way from us select, because it's neck and neck right now between Harper and Walters, unless something jarring happens in our last 7 minutes and 15 seconds. Here's Harper in the lane, a little hesitation move, lost the ball for a second, can't get the finish to go, and it's going to be rebounded by Kempsville with Mittenall. I'll tell you what, I was leaning towards Harper, Ed, for about 2.5 quarters, but I think Walters is starting to sway me his direction as Kempsville trails it by 20, trying to protect the basketball as they're closing in on almost as many turnovers as points. Here's White trying to make something happen, loses the rock. Here comes Oscar Smith in transition, and guess who? It's Travis Johnson. And by the way, you have to consider him to a degree because he's got a smooth 10 points on literally just 6 shot attempts.
Yeah, he's getting a lot of layups, and he did a great move there. The ball was basically out of bounds. Not only did he save it, he brought it back in and put it in the bucket.
You see why he's so coveted on the football field for the next level. White can't get the jumper to fall. Hasn't been his best day so far. Here's Harper in transition against Mittenall. Doesn't get the finish. Follow is there by Jacoby Harper as they've gone into bully ball mode. It was it not 36-28? Now it's 52-28. It's a 16-0 run for Oscar Smith.
They have really turned up the heat with this press. Just Kempsville cannot get anything comfortable in their offense. Trying to still run their sets.
A couple of subs getting ready to come in with Omari Scott Williams and Tristan Smalley for the Tigers. Smalley has not checked in yet in this ball game.
Omari Scott Williams was a big player, big leading scorer
at Deep Creek
last year. I remember having to scout against him for active 6'3" youngster inside. So he's a major plus, a major get for Oscar Smith.
He's garnering some looks from Division III schools as that 3 ball was good to end the run by Jordan Mittenall. Much needed for the Chiefs. Here's Travis Johnson attacking baseline. Shot a little strong here. How about Travis coming right in from football? Won a state championship, so did Narod Jarvis last week. And here's Tay Evans to the cup for 2 as Tay is still playing hard, but Oscar Smith wasting no time. Walters thought he had an assist there for Jarvis, but he had to save it before it went out of bounds with just over 5 minutes to go in regulation. Tigers leading this one by 19. Jacoby Harper with the rock. Harper trying to get by Sanderson. Goes inside, and it's going to be a foul, and that one's going to be on, I believe, Sanderson of Kempsville. If it is on number 5, it's his 3rd.
I think it's on number 1.
And you're right. It looks like it is going to be on number 1 from what the officials signaled.
Yep, we put number 1 up.
Jashawn Griffin. We've got 4 more games forthcoming. Lansdowne-Denby right around the corner as Harper doesn't get the first shot on the foul line to go. 4:30 is the projected start time for Kings Fork 3-0 against C.G. Woodson 4-2. Rick Heights Bulldogs against Doug Craig's Cavaliers, a couple of programs that have won state titles before. 6 o'clock, it should be a fun one with 6-0 John Marshall against 4-1 Hayfield. Carlos Poindexter's Hawks taking on the nationally ranked Justices led by Ty White, and then Woodside in the nightcap at 6-0 taking on the Miller School, a couple of defending champs in that ball game. One on the private school side of things, one on the public school side in Class 5. Miller School's got a couple of injuries. We'll see how they do. I know one of their young men who was signed, Ed, to play at Longwood, Elijah Kelly, has been dinged up for Miller, so we'll see what they look like. And it's going to be foul number 4 for Jacoby Harper with 4:58 to go. And this could impact his MVP candidacy here in this particular game with a 20-point lead, but the outcome looks to be pretty much well known for Oscar Smith. From behind the 3-point line, Sanderson's going to get called for steps as Oscar Smith has forced now Kempsville into 20 turnovers on the day. Tigers now with Cam Walters bringing it up the floor. 4.5 minutes to go. Walters with the left-hand pull-up jumper for Cam does not go down. Rebound inside, and the follow is good for Anthony Lewis. And Ant Lewis is up to 8 points in this one.
Another smooth,
he's that sort of slasher type, right?
Smooth-looking athlete, Anthony Lewis, about 6'2"-ish, and smooth in his moves.
Pass out inside the 3-point line. It's going to be behind the 3-point line, rather, and it's knocked down for Jashawn Griffin as he strikes from deep. Here's Lewis in the lane, and he scores it again. And he's starting to get the flow going as Oscar Smith is adding to its lead. Yeah, Lewis says I'm actually 6'3", 180. He has a bone to pick.
I gave him 6'2".
He gave him 6'2".
Most coaches will always give kids an extra inch. I was the opposite. I usually try to.
Why would you do that?
Take up an inch. Well,
make your players mad at you.
Well, you do. A lot of people measure kids or players in their stocking feet. I measure them in their sneakers. Because you play with sneakers on. You don't play in your stocking feet, so.
No, never done that.
Yeah, I mean,
2 free throws coming with 3:40 to go in regulation as the personal is going to be on Smalley, who just checked in. So TJ Sanderson at the line. I'll tell you what, we are really appreciative of the staff here at Woodside. They got us set up with internet, Wi-Fi. We are sitting here courtside for this good basketball action. Where would you rather be on a Saturday, especially with Penn State currently blowing out SMU in the college football playoff? So if you're watching that snoozer at home, just get your device out, your computer, your mobile phone. Tell your friends, come on out here to Woodside. Tickets are $20. You'll see some great basketball. They got music, they got entertainment, they got food, the concession stands, and you can hobnob with the legendary coach from Nansemond River, Ed Young, who will sign autographs in between games here. And the jumper is good from Corin Buckingham. His pull-up shot is money. 58-37 Tigers. You have your Sharpie ready?
No, I don't.
You didn't bring a Sharpie? Okay. Stolen away by Oscar Smith nearly. You see the hustle from Walters.
Is that a half a steal?
No, he didn't get total possession. Jimmy wanted you to sign something over there earlier, but I don't think it was an autograph. I think it was a bill he got in the mail the other day.
I can imagine that.
3:10 to play.
Probably from Russia.
60-37 is our count.
Well, you know, I'm looking at Oscar Smith thinking about the Division VI races as the season will heat up in January, and I think they'll be involved.
And we'll show you, the fans can't see it on our screen, but I'll let you get a peek at it. We're going to get traveling. Oh, it's going to be a jump ball, and it will stay with Kempsville here. You do want to shout out that young man that just checked in for Kempsville here in a second. So we're going deeper into the benches. Looks like Kason Fitch has come on for Anthony Lewis, whose day is probably done. We're not positive of that, but we're thinking it. Cameron Garwood, by the way, is the newcomer that just came in for Kempsville, number 34.
It's our first look at him. I don't remember seeing him earlier. And I think as the season heats up for Kempsville, they'll be in contention in the beach. Right now, it's Green Run Lansdowne. Lansdowne Green's running the beach, and after that, Kellum is having a tremendous year.
Undefeated.
Undefeated 8-0. We talked about Trey Freeman, the head coach at Kempsville. He was a protege of Mr. Norm Hassel, the head coach, famed head coach at Kellum High School. One of the really, really good guys in coaching.
First foul committed by Oscar Smith's Derek Custis, number 24. And at the foul line's Isaiah Johnson, number 30 for Kempsville, who hits the first free throw. And it looks like Cam Walters is subbed out. Probably he is done for the day. 14 points for Cam. Second foul shot's no good. We have a whistle underneath.
Foul in Kempsville.
Foul's going to be on
number 10.
Hall, so it will be Oscar Smith ball. Tigers with a couple of new faces on the court, including number 23, Kamonte Williams. He is a 5'9" junior guard.
It's a good time to give some youngsters who don't play a lot some time, because the game is 61-37. And Coach Griff taking a timeout for Smith to get his youngsters or a little bit more organized as they come in the game.
So let's hear from the Coast Guard as you'll get a little picture-in-picture view.
What makes a life a good one? Is it our adventures? Or the friends we find along the way? Is it the challenges we conquer together? Maybe it's the people's lives we touch every single day. So, what makes a life a good one? You'll have to figure that one out for yourself.
All right, we're back here on Cova Sports TV. Oscar Smith leading Kempsville 61-37. It's the Way Hoop Fest from Woodside High School in Newport News, as the Tigers are well on their way to moving to 6-0 on the season. Derek Custis up top to Kason Fitch, and he strikes from the land of three. Kason Fitch making it a 27-point advantage for Oscar Frommel Smith, home of the 2024 Classic State Football Champions, with a couple of members from that football team, and Nayrod Jarvis and Travis Johnson on this team for basketball, both on the bench presently. But they both made their impact felt with combined 4 rebounds and a total of 13 points. That foul was committed on Oscar Smith's, it says on the board, Nayrod Jarvis, but it can't be Jarvis since he's sitting on the bench. So we'll figure out who that foul was on.
Table got to get right over there. The guy is on the bench.
Well, what happened is, I've done this before. I give them I think they see 5 at the foul line, so we got 5 on our scoreboard, so that's why it is. But we'll figure out who the foul was.
On that one, 17-point lead.
17-point lead for, took that 27-point lead for Oscar Smith. Stolen away as Freeman lays it in. Genesis Freeman picking the pocket of Kamonte Williams. Now the full court press coming. Trying to get this under 25 points, and they will call this
offensive foul, 14 Fitch.
Yeah, Fitch gets called for that.
Hooked him. But what he did there was, as he being pressured, as he tried to get by the defender, he took his off arm, the hand not dribbling the ball, wrapped around the defender to keep him behind him. That's illegal.
We actually did not get a third headset, so what we'll probably try to do here when the game ends, if you oblige, we might bring in LeVar Griffin and a stand-up player to speak with us.
That's no problem.
We will fault Jimmy for not bringing the third headset. Oh, look at the shot by Sanderson going right to the basket, and then it's stolen away by the Chiefs. And that one is good by Isaiah Johnson as Oscar Smith's falling asleep at the wheel a little bit here. And nearly another steal, 20-point deficit. So this thing is shrinking before our very eyes. And LeVar Griffin's about to ready to tell his starters, get back in here because this unit has not
And I have seen LeVar do that in the past. So that's nothing new. Would be nothing new to him.
Smalley in the corner. Here's a 3-ball for Kamonte Williams. It's going to be long. Offensive board for Custis. Well, right now, as a coach, you know this feeling. It's very discouraging when this unit comes in and they don't hold the lead for you.
Well,
they start shrinking.
It's a double-edged sword. They got to play. You got to play your backups. When else are you going to play them if you don't play them in a blowout? So you got to play them, you know, and they got to be ready to go. And Kempsville has some backups in there right now, and these kids are playing hard for Kempsville.
Yes.
So you still play. Forget the scoreboard. You still play hard. When you put on a uniform, that's the job to do.
Who scored that? I missed it. I was looking away.
It was 11 Williams.
All right, Williams with the hoop. And no good. Going right to the bucket, missing it.
Put back, 24.
That was Custis with the follow on the misfire here. And another steal. Custis going in, misses it, and Kamonte gets it.
Ronnie Williams on a putback, yep.
As this has been racehorse basketball, breakneck pace. Getting a little sloppy here. And it's knocked out of bounds.
Well, I think, again, you do the game plan. The game plan for Oscar Smith is they try to press pretty much from start to finish. It's what they do, and they're built for that. Kempsville, they got some, like I said, some other youngsters in the game first time. They're just trying to show what they can do and be able to earn that coach's trust to be able to play. I mean, you actually earn your playing time in practice by showing up every day, playing hard, and knowing what the coach wants. But you also got to earn it by production in the game. If you don't produce in the game, it doesn't matter. You come to every practice, work hard. I can't play you. You're not producing.
Final score, Oscar Smith will walk out of here with a 72-44 win over the Kempsville Chiefs to move to 6-0 on the season here, winning this matchup in the Woodside Way Hoop Fest. Player of the game will be announced here momentarily, and we'll give you the final scoring tallies in a second as well.
Big game today, my man. Yes, sir. Stick around. We got more action coming your way. That's Hidby versus the Lansdowne Eagles. You don't want to miss that action. Shout out again to Woodside High School and that man.
And we will tell you the final numbers here in just a moment. Ed, your final thoughts here as we watch this one unfold.
Oscar Smith will be battling for contention in region Class 6A. You're going to see them there. They're not quite as big as they've been in the past. Aggressive, pressure. They run their system. They get easy buckets off of their defense. Defense creates the offense for them. I think they need to develop a little bit deeper rotation, but if they play games like this, everybody's going to get a chance to play. So I like what I see with Oscar Smith. Kempsville still feeling their way through with new head coach, Trey Freeman. Some youngsters in there. I know Darren Sandlin, former coach, has moved on to Maury High School in Norfolk. And in fact, I understand Kempsville lost one of their better players, had transferred to Norfolk in Maury High School also. So they'll be all right. They'll be in now they're in 5A, next classification down, with mostly all the beach teams. So they'll have a shot. Probably Green Run would be their biggest adversary in that region. Lansdowne is a 6 in the beach, and they could be possibly facing Lansdowne. Those two have had some pretty historic battles over the years. So even though the game was a little on the sloppy side in terms of outcome, it was good for Smith and Kempsville. I think Coach Freeman saw enough things that they can continue to build on, and that's what we use December for as we really get into district play in January. So this will be big.
We're going to effort LeVar Griffin here when he's, I know he's speaking with someone at the moment, but try to get him on for us here in a few minutes to come by and speak with us here on our Cova Sports TV post-game wrap-up before Lansdowne and Denby square off. Give you a chance to hear from we're missing 2 points for Oscar Smith somehow, some way. I've got 14 apiece for Jacoby Harper and 14 for Cam Walters, 10 for Travis Johnson, 10 for Anthony Lewis, and so far 8 points with Christian Lynch leading the way here for the Kempsville Chiefs in the defeat. We're now joined here on our Cova Sports TV live stream by the head basketball coach of the Oscar Smith Tigers now, and he's got in his decorated career 288 wins now at the helm of Oscar Smith, coming off back-to-back Class 6 state tournament appearances. LeVar Griffin, thanks for stopping by, Coach. Congrats on the win. Your team played a lot better after that first quarter that was not probably up to par.
Look, I had to go in that locker room and make some adjustments, but you know how it is on Saturdays. You get up from a Friday night game, and you come in here Saturday mornings and have to get up early, and you know, we started out very slow, and we just, you know, like I said, made adjustments in the locker room for the second half. I think we played a lot better in that second half.
Coach Young and I were debating. I'm not sure, did they give out an MVP trophy? Did it go to Cam Walters or?
I believe so.
We were debating because it felt like for a while there was Jacoby Harper, but the third quarter Cam played really kind of, I don't want to say he put the team on his back so much, but he just went to another gear.
Yes, man. He you know, I count on him a lot, you know, and Just the experience that he had from playing varsity all 4 years, you know, it's a blessing to have a point guard that's a senior, and like I said, been in the fire since he's been a freshman. So he had a great second half also, and like I always tell the guys, man, just let the game come to you, and he actually did that today.
For those that don't know, Oscar Smith's head coach LeVar Griffin played for the Tigers. How many threes did you make in your career, high school, college? Do you know off the top of your head?
I can't tell you off the top of my head, but I do have the school record for 11 threes in the game.
That's an Oscar Smith. What about in college?
In college, I'm probably like third all time.
For those that don't know, you played your college ball at?
Yeah, Virginia State University.
All right, you had some great players come through your program. There you go. The VSU Trojans rise up. By the way, I'll be on the call tomorrow. Our OD women's team plays, we have it on radio, in Hampton Roads against Virginia State, who's filling in for Delaware. But you've had some great players over the years, and Donald Hicks and Nigel Ribeiro, and the list goes on and on of guys that you've produced from your program. But even Cam Thomas played for you as a freshman on the NBA. I think your offense is what it's known for, but you pressured him in 21 turnovers today. Is that going to be the thing if you're going to be a championship team this year? Is the defense has to be consistent throughout to get there in a Class 6 field that's littered with a lot of contenders like yourself?
Yes, I stress a lot on defense because, you know, just like every coach knows, defense going to win championships. So we really stress on defense a lot. Offense come along with defense to me, and I think we're going to be able to score the ball, but at the same time, you got to stop guys in order to win games. So in practices and everything that I speak is about defense, just about.
And lastly, this is the last game for y'all until 2025, or do you have some games coming up?
We're going up there to Wakefield
for the
playing the Christmas tournament. Good guy up there, Tony Billy, man. And yes, last year we won the championship up there, so we're going to go back up there and defend our title.
There you go, represent the 757 up in Nova, and the football team did that against Nova School last week, winning the state championship. Couple football guys, and Travis Johnson and Rod Jarvis helping out today, combining for 13 points and 4 rebounds. Well, 6-0 start, a nice one. Happy holidays. Have fun up there in Arlington, and we'll see you when you get back.
Thank you.
That's Coach LeVar Griffin, our guest here on our post-game wrap-up. Oscar Smith, the winner today, 72-44 over the Kempsville Chiefs. We'll step aside. We're going to end this broadcast here, but keep it tuned to our Cova Sports TV YouTube channel, and we will have our next broadcast for you, Lansdowne and Denby, right here from Woodside High School in Newport News. So for the Coach Ed Young, I'm Matt Hafford. We thank Nick Senti as well. We'll be back in just a bit for Lansdowne and Denby right here on Cova Sports TV.
What's up at DQ? Oh, just the best deal ever! The $7 Bacon Cheeseburger Meal Deal. Bacon cheeseburger for a limited time, plus fries, drink, and a sundae. Yeah, this is not the time to be modest. It's all full size for just $7. And there's bacon on that burger. The $7 Bacon Cheeseburger Meal Deal. Now, for a limited time on the $7 Meal Deal lineup. Only at DQ. Happy tastes good.